behind or beneath what is revealable, there's always the unrevealable. And that's, I think every writer deals with that. That's the gap between language and what language can reveal, which is always the frustration and the mystery of the whole enterprise.
Mary Gordon.
Mary Gordon.
Mary Gordon.
Mary Gordon. Welcome, Mary Gordon. Welcome all.
Okay, I'm Mary Gordon, and I guess we're going to be talking about my nonfiction, mainly my memoir writing. Is that right? Okay. I wrote a book-length memoir about my father, the Shadow Man.
His influence burned its way into her life way beyond the short time they spent together, but gradually she became aware that the father she loved and the man he was were two very different beings. Did you have any sense of this all your life?
Much of what he had told me about himself was a lie. Not only did I have to question memory, which I think is a very important part of memoir writing, to try to say, what really happened? What have I invented? For me, it's very, very important, and I feel really strict about this, that if you're not sure that it really happened, say that.
That fluid and unstable relationship between memory and invention and fact in some way was my subject. And that had to be, it seemed to me, nonfiction.
Parts of the past are unrecoverable. And you realize that there are parts that you will never understand because you can never have access to it.
And your mother?
My mother was Irish Catholic. She was a simple person. She was a polio victim. She worked very hard. She was a legal secretary. She now is suffering from either Alzheimer's or senile dementia. She has no memory. And she lives in a kind of eternal present that's quite heartbreaking. The parent that you knew, the person that you knew, died. And then you have this pathetic creature living a living death. And I wanted to get back past that. And so I thought the way to get her back was to walk around her and think of all the different aspects of who she was: a mother, a friend, a worker, a person with a religious life.
Daughters writing about their mothers has not been done a lot in literature. Most mothers who are written about by sons. And so I felt like I was really kind of staking out new territory.
I really feel surrounded by my beloved dead. And there are some times where it's almost literal, and particularly with my father, where I can say, hold my hand. I believe that that love never ends. And if you loved and you were beloved, they're with you. It's always a process of trying to understand how complicated human beings are, which is the thing I think literature gives us that nothing else can give us.
I think for me, the labor is always the impossible labor. How can I get what I see in my mind into words? In some ways, the subject becomes irrelevant because the labor is the same labor. I guess I felt like it was privileged suffering. The privilege was in trying to use language, which is always the same. As Eliot says, the rate on the inarticulate. It's always the same labor, whether you're making it up or not.